Today we are back with some tea, and I don't just mean the gossip kind of tea, although there will be some of that too, but also the physical kind of tea. And today I'm having stinging nettle tea in case you're wondering. But anyway, today we're talking about what to do when you're not getting feedback at work. And if you don't know me yet and you're new here, my name is Kat. I live in Berlin and I currently work as a digital product owner. So I have quite a few personal experiences to share about this topic, and I got so deep into this topic that I decided to even write my bachelor thesis about it. And then I thought, wow, I learned so much studying all of this, why not make a video about this? So here we go. I'm going to share a personal experience of one of my workplaces, and then I will share some tips of what I wish I'd done differently. So in my adult life, I've had quite a few work experiences. Some of them involved me being self-employed and having my own small business, and others involved me being employed by a company. And in the past 3.5 years, the latter was mostly true. So I currently work as a freelancer, which technically means I'm not really employed, but I've also had experiences where I was employed. And this was perfect when I moved to Berlin 3.5 years ago. I started studying digital product management, and I wanted to work for a job because before that I had just had my own small business in Australia, and I wanted to feel like what it was like to be really employed and have a job and just learn and experience some things. So I didn't really stay in most jobs that long. Most were around 6 to 8 months, but I wanted to experience a lot of different types of jobs, and I also wanted to learn a lot of different things, work for different companies. And so yeah, that's just kind of what I did. But one of them, which was a more recent job experience, was being a product manager as a student at a company and here in Berlin. And I was so excited when I got the job because I was, for the first time, really working as a product manager, and it sounded really good. In the interview, they told me that I would get lots of challenges and it would really involve me being part of all of the whole process of a product manager. And yeah, I was just excited. And when I then started the job, it was completely remote, by the way, because Corona. And I realized after quite a quick amount of time that it was not really what I thought it was going to be, and it was not as exciting as I thought it was going to be, because I felt more like an assistant rather than a product manager. And yes, okay, I was a student, so maybe they did just see me as an assistant and trying to as someone just peeking in. But I also had quite a bit of previous experience, and I also heard from other people that they had very different experiences as students, and they got a lot more ownership and they just felt a lot more empowered in their jobs. And so yeah, I realized, okay, maybe I need to do something about this. The problem was that I didn't really feel safe around my manager. My manager was always busy, and they were just not really making me feel like I could share feedback or I could really be my full true self at work. And I know this can be hard for managers to achieve, but I also know that it is possible, and it doesn't take too much effort and time to do that, and to make sure that even if you have a student working for you, you can still put in effort, because if they're going to do their job better, then you're better off as well as a manager. And so yeah, I never got any feedback. I never got positive feedback like, oh, you did a great job there, or you did this well. Not that I need that every single day, but I would like to at least get some indicator of how I'm doing. And I didn't get that whatsoever. I also didn't get negative feedback, any criticism or anything like that. And that was probably the trickiest part for me, because I'm someone who wants to improve. I want someone who wants to grow, and I didn't get that at all, and I didn't get that feedback. And so I was just kind of sitting there going along with the job and be like, okay, I don't know how I'm doing. I don't know if I'm doing bad or good or somewhere in between. And yeah, that's kind of where it ended, to be honest. I didn't do that job for that long because I didn't enjoy it and I didn't really feel safe. And so yeah, it ended. And looking back on it, I wish I'd done a few things differently, and I know that if I had done them, the job might have gone completely differently. And so I want to share those with you. If someone has been in a similar position as me, then hopefully this helps you, and hopefully you will be braver than I was. And yeah, so the first thing I wish I'd done right from the beginning was to establish what I need from the job. And yes, I said what I need. You can also, as an employee, you can say what you need from this job. Yes, they're employing you to do a certain job, but you also have the right to say what you want to learn or gain from this job. And maybe it's just money, but also it might be skills, and it might be growth for you, for yourself, in your career, whatever. But I feel like that, yeah, we can also say what we need, and we can say that in the beginning before we start the job, before we get hired fully. And I wish I had asked about their kind of feedback processes, their, opportunities for growth and development, and how if they were sharing feedback, if there was going to be feedback processes in place, because then I think this would have given me a much better foundation, and it would have just started me on a much different level. And maybe they would have then also seen and taken me more seriously as well as an employee. So I think doing this from the beginning, if you can, is the best way to establish this feedback process. But if you are in a position where you've already been in the job for a long time, or even just a couple of months, and you haven't really established this, and you're not getting any feedback or any sort of advice, then you might need to ask for it. And this is, yes, it's very tricky, but I wish that I had done this differently. So I wish from the beginning, or not just from the beginning, but I wish after a couple of months that I had asked for some feedback, and I had maybe written a message or an email to my manager. Hi manager, name of course. I really want to grow, and I want to see how I'm doing in the job. I want to get better at it. I want to see how I stand, and can we have a chat about this? Something along those lines. That's what I wish I would have said. And I feel like then my manager couldn't have said no to that. Even if they were busy, they can't say no to someone wanting to improve their job or being better. Of course they want you to do better, and so they're not going to laugh at you for sending that email. And I wish I would have done that, and I wish I wouldn't have been afraid of the feedback, because I think deep down a part of me kind of was always afraid that I was doing something wrong, because I was not getting that feedback, that positive feedback especially. I felt, okay, if I'm not getting positive feedback, maybe I'm just doing my job wrong. And I wish I would have overcome that and just gone for it and asked them to have a session with me, to have a 30-minute call with me, even if it's remote. Obviously better in person, but if it's remote, that's okay too. So yeah, that's basically what I would have wished I'd done differently, and that's the biggest thing. And the other thing that I learned from my research while I was writing my bachelor thesis and while I was talking to other people was that a lot of the people who are happy with their managers and in their work and really committed to their job and their work were the people who had a very open and trusting relationship with their manager. And this often involved them talking to them regularly on a weekly basis, one-to-one, and also just having lunches or coffees with them. And this is something that I didn't really have with my manager. And I feel like this can really help, even if it's just if they're super busy. Maybe you can suggest to have a 15-minute coffee every morning or every couple of days. And this will then help you to get to know them better, even just also on a personal level, not just talking about work, but also other things. And then this could create more trust and help you to just get to know them better, and then make you feel safer to share feedback or also receive feedback and ask for feedback. And I know that if I had done this, it would have made me so much better at my job, and maybe so much happier at my job too, because I would have felt much more at peace that I'm actually doing all right and that things are not as bad as my mind is making them out to be. So to wrap this off, I wish I could give you easy advice, but it's just not the reality. It's going to be scary to do this for some people. It's going to be scary to ask for feedback, but I know that it's necessary, and I hope you do this. If you haven't felt like you received feedback at work, ask for it. You need to ask for it, and otherwise it might not ever come to you. Don't wait around to receive feedback. Ask first. And yeah, that is my advice for today. I feel you if you're scared to do this, but I know you can do it, and I'm making sure that I'm doing better at that too now. Luckily things are a little bit different at my work currently, and I will take these lessons going forward into my other work experiences, jobs that I have. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was a little bit helpful for you, even though I know it was very simple advice, but please just do it. Just try it. And yeah, so if you have any questions about any of what I just shared in the video, about my work experiences, or yeah, research around feedback, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. And that's it for today. Have a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye. Okay, so I'm just gonna hope that this works. Please focus on me, camera. Please do. Please focus. Honestly.